Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know why I did this two thing. I'm nervous because I've been gone for a while. If you didn't check or see, I've been gone for a couple of months, but that's not why you're here. I'm not gonna tangent. I'm gonna jump right in and just say hi. Welcome back. For those of you guys who didn't know, yes, I am a realtor. I'm a realtor now, and that was kind of why I was gone for a little bit. But today we're just going to talk about how to become a realtor, because I actually have gotten this question multiple times. So yeah, people have actually asked me this question, so I thought I would make a video for anyone who was wanting to know, looking to know, or just curious in general, because sometimes I click on videos, I'm just curious, but I'm not actually going to do said thing. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So first things first, when you're looking to become a realtor, I honestly, if you know anyone who is a realtor, I would ask them first what their steps were. Because I just want to give a disclaimer. I'm a realtor in Texas, so this is all going to be like Texas based stuff. If you guys want a more in-depth video, definitely leave a comment down below, but not everything is going to apply to everyone because different states are different. So for my state in Texas, you do have to take a test. And so I know that there are different places that you can go for your schooling and stuff like that. And so that's why I kind of would recommend asking a realtor that you know locally, kind of where they went and where they got their schooling done. Because that's kind of like what I did. I asked two realtors that I currently knew, and they both recommended different schooling locations. So if you're in the Texas DFW area, the two that they recommended was one through Champion. Oh, we're getting back into it fresh and dumb. Anyway, the first one was Champions schooling, and so that one is actually an in-person school. So you go there, it's like you sign up, you pay an allotment of money. This will be a normal thing. You're going to pay a lot of money, just so you know. But you pay an allotment of money for a specific amount of time. It can be like anywhere between like 3 to 6 months, I believe, but you sign up for those classes. It can be day classes, night classes. You attend those classes, and then you of course take notes, and that's where you get your schooling done. And then the other one they recommended was actually through Keller Williams. So that one was I knew there was a Kaplan here. It was Kaplan's real estate school through Keller Williams. And so Keller Williams actually pays for it. And so all you have to do is just, if you choose to go with Keller Williams, they just ask that if you go through their programming through Kaplan, that you do actually give them consideration as your brokerage when you finish. So that's another thing to keep in mind, because I know not all brokerages do that. There are some brokerages that I know as well off the top of my head that pay for the schooling. One of them is Rogers Healy, but I do know from what I've heard from other people that they do require you to actually sign up with their brokerage, whereas the Keller Williams one does not require you to sign up with their brokerage. They just want you to have to give them consideration and basically do an interview with them when you finish your schooling. So after schooling, once you do the school portion, you find out where you want to go, you pay the money, or you go through it a freeway and you get all of that stuff done. The next and second step is going to be taking your test. So there are two tests that you have to take and pass. There is the state test and then the national test. So don't quote me on anything. I honestly don't really know exactly what the differences are, but I do know for me personally, the national test was easier than the state test. And so you can you take both at the same time, but if you don't pass one, you can go back and take that one without taking the other one again as well, if that makes any sense. So that was really nice because I took both the Texas and the national the first time, and I passed the national one, yay, but I failed the Texas one by like 2 points. It was like so frustrating. I was pissed. But yeah, and it was like right before Thanksgiving too, so I was just ready to like shut off, be done. I had studied, I had done everything I needed to do, and literally two points away from being done, and I had to go back and study. So yeah, but I did want to let you guys know that in advance, so don't be worried like if you fail one, or if you have any issues, you can retake one without retaking the other. There are stages to the retakes though, because I do know the first 2 times, like if you fail it the first 2 times, like the first time you fail, you can retake it without having to do schooling again. But the second time you fail, you do have to like retake a course or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but there is that other thing that I wanted to let you guys know, that there are kind of like penalties too if you keep taking it and keep failing it on what you have to do, like credit hours and stuff like that. But yeah, so those are the first 2 parts. So you just want to find your school, find where you're wanting to get the education from. Secondly, it's just going to be taking the test. And then the third part, which is actually like should be the most fun part, is you want to find your brokerage. Now, this is another reason I would highly, highly recommend talking to another realtor that you know or are close to. You don't have to go with what they say, but it's also another great reason just to like get some information from them, because you really want to interview at as many brokerages as you can. Just because not all brokerages are the same. Even all the Keller Williams that are under the same umbrella are not the same. So you really just want to go and just get the vibes, get the feelings, see where you feel like you fit the most, and actually listen to what they are offering to you. So it's a very different situation from traditional interviews. I feel like most traditional interviews, you're really just trying to sell yourself to the company as to why you should be a good fit. And so that's still a component, but you also really want to ask them a lot of questions about what their brokerage can give to you, because you're going to be paying dues to the brokerage, and each brokerage has different due payments that they charge. And so you want to know, like, what are your dues going towards? What do they get you? Like my dues go towards things I can do at the office, so like printing. I get Canva through my brokerage, which is like a design area where I can create different flyers and stuff like that. I get a website. I get an area where I can talk and contact with clients, as well as snacks is included. And then my brokerage does also offer health insurance. It's not included in my dues, but if I wanted to set up health insurance through them, I could. So it's just things to take into consideration, like how much are the dues? What do they go towards? What are the things that you guys have in-house too that I can use? Like, can I come into the office and meet a client here? Can I come into the office and have trainings here? Like, really ask them those questions, because those are going to play important factors into your business and overall time, like the longevity of your business, because you want to be comfortable there, and you also want to feel like you're actually getting something out of paying those dues, because it's not a cheap due. Like, it's not a cheap due. There are some places that have cheap dues, and that's because of other reasons, but it's typically not like cheap when it's a good brokerage. So Just wanted to throw that out there. And then the other thing that you just want to make sure you're doing when looking for brokerages, at least personally, something I would say to do is to check out their social media. Because I had a lot of brokerages that I interviewed at. They wanted me to have a great social media platform because social media does really help in the real estate world. But when I went on to their social media, it was a little lacking. And so it is, if you want me to have something, but you guys aren't really doing it either, you can see how that can be a little bit like, I don't know if this is the greatest fit for me. If social media is not a big deal for you, because I know there are realtors that are out there who just don't really do the social media thing and they thrive and they're fine. It's not like an end-all be-all for your career. I would just say if you care about your social media platform and having a consistent social media type of update situation, definitely check theirs out. And see if their social media aligns with what you're trying to do with your platform as well. Just because also, like, if they're constantly posting things that you can repost that help you out, that's also a great thing to have. So that, and then lastly, my brokerage would definitely get on my case if I didn't mention culture. So you want to make sure that the brokerage you're going to, that's why I said, like, get the feels, get the vibes, has a great culture, because you're not going to want to be there, be in the office, talking to the people, learning anything if you don't like them. So you definitely want to make sure that you're like, when you interview, like, hang out at the office. Like, most of the time they don't kick you out like after your interview, or you can show up a couple of minutes earlier, but like try to see like what is the vibe here, like are these people nice, actually nice? Like, can I just walk up to someone and ask them a question? Or is it more of like, oh, these are our top producers, we don't bother them. If you need something, just come ask me. Because that's not a real situation that you want to be in. You don't want to have like only one person that you can go to, because that one person isn't going to have encountered all of the real estate things that can happen. If you guys want an in-depth breakdown of like real estate issues and what I'm talking about, I can do that later. But yeah, like there are so many things that happen in real estate, and one person isn't going to have encountered all of those issues to give you the right types of guidance and advice. You may encounter something that someone else has like never encountered. I have. So just fair warning, like you want to have multiple people that you can talk to and be around and stuff like that. The next step after you find your brokerage is going to be training. Now, this depends on your brokerage. So if you're someone who likes training, you really like learning, you really want someone to like at least help you with the basics of real estate, because real estate, honestly, like there's no perfect way to do anything, but you want at least the basics. That's when you need to make sure that the brokerage you pick has a good basic training program. Because if you have a good basic training program, that's really going to help you in the long run, because there's so many other things that you have to go through, but as long as you have the basics, you'll be good. So my brokerage that I went to is Monument Realty. And so they have what's called a SEALS program. And so that was like a whole month in the SEALS program that I actually did basics. Like I didn't go out with any clients or anything for the first 2 weeks of that month. It was literally just getting my stuff set up, learning contracts, learning like just the basics of real estate. So that's something to take into account too when you're doing your interviews, and then also to just be prepared for on the back end, because if your brokerage does have a training program like that, like I said, I wasn't meeting clients for 2 weeks, and then once I started meeting clients, it of course took about 2 weeks before I got my first like real client, and then of course time to closing and stuff. Talking about is just training, but yeah, so you just want to take that into account with your schedule and everything like that. But basically, after you find your brokerage, you get everything set up with your training and everything like that, you're pretty much good to go. Once you pass your test, you do receive your license. So when you pass your test, you receive your license. You just have to hang that license at a brokerage. So that's why you have to find your brokerage, because you cannot be like your own free agent. It has to be under a brokerage. So once you pass that test, you get that license, you find that brokerage, you go through training, and then you're released. More than likely, depending on your brokerage, you'll be released with like some type of lead source. So you'll have clients to call, people to, you know, interact with and stuff like that. Or you'll be out there trying to generate your own leads. There's a lot of different ways to generate leads, and we can go in depth on that if that's what you guys are wanting to know. But since today was basically just how to become a realtor, those are the basic steps, and so I'll go through them again in case anyone got lost, because that's understandable. I get lost in my own thoughts sometimes. But first things first, you just want to find your schooling. Second thing, you want to take that test. Once you pass that test and receive that license, you just want to find your brokerage so you can hang that license under the brokerage. And then you'll go through training, whatever style training your brokerage does. And then you just get out there and you start meeting clients and selling homes, and you're a realtor. So congratulations if this is something that you guys are actually wanting to do. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope it all works out for you. And definitely leave a comment down below if you're in the middle of the process, if you're thinking of starting the process, because I definitely love to help you guys out. I know in the past my channel was on the design side, which we are not leaving. We're just taking another path for a little bit before we circle back. So it correlates. I'm still in the homes field with design. So, but yeah, if you guys have any other questions, if you'd like to see any other videos like this, or any more real estate related things, definitely let me know, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.